Morning, welcome back to Compound Interesting. This is Emil, and in today's video we have an exciting one. We're going to be analysing the Very Good Food Company. So this is a stock that Jeremy from the Financial Education channel recently talked about, said he's buying some of it. So whenever a big guy in the YouTube community does that, I often want to have a look as well. So I did some research on it today, and I think it's good if you're interested in the stock. I'll link his video up there, but I think it's good to always get a second opinion. So I'm going to give you my opinion on the stock and the company right now. So this is an extremely speculative stock. So the last time I did a reaction video to one of his stocks, which was Planet 13, it got a lot of views, so it obviously was very helpful. So I thought I'd do it again for this company. So this is a $2 stock, so very basically a penny stock, a speculative company, a very low amount of revenue, not making a huge amount of money, but enormous upside potentially. So with all that out of the way, let's get cracking straight away. Right, so the Very Good Food Company, their brand name is Very Good Butchers. So they're butchers, and instead of you being butchers for meat, they're butchers of beans and of, vegan veggie stuff. So they're another vegetarian company, a vegan company. So I really wanted to get into the vegan vegetarian space. I started looking into Beyond. I got really close to buying Beyond stock. It was around $120, and I said I'll link the video up there, but I said if it got down to $100, $110, I'd buy. I never really did from when the time I was looking at it, and now it's at $180. I just thought it was a little bit too pricey, and the other drawback I had with Beyond was the ingredients aren't very healthy, and that didn't really align with me. Very aware of what I eat and what I put into my body, and it didn't really align with me to buy into a company that its products to me don't seem very healthy, and the reason they're not healthy in my eyes is because they're full of vegetable oil, so like canola oil. I'll put up the ingredients of the Beyond Burger right now, but as you can see, they're a high concentration of canola oil, and that's because Beyond's whole mission, or I like Beyond's mission. So Beyond's mission is to create not like this Very Good Food Company, the Very Good Butchers. They want to create the tastiest vegan burger or whatever, the tastiest vegan meats. However, Beyond is a little bit more ambitious, and their mission is a little bit more compelling, and that is to create the best burger, full stop. So Beyond are going about it by taking the same constituents of real meat and recreating it using only plants. So in real meat, there's actually quite a high fat content. So obviously Beyond, then, if they want their Beyond burgers to be as similar as possible to the real meat burgers, they have to put a lot of fat in, and they can't use healthy fats like animal fats. Obviously they have to use vegetable fats, which I think are really bad for you. However, there are some healthy alternatives which I'd love if they could use them, like coconut oil or olive oil, which I personally don't think are as unhealthy, but the likes of canola oil or rapeseed oil or vegetable oil or any of those, like we're not supposed to eat them, we're not really supposed to ingest them. So that was the thing that attracted me at first to actually research into the Very Good Butchers. Their ingredients are a lot healthier in my eyes. I'll put up a pic of the ingredients. However, maybe their burgers and their meat products aren't as similar to meat as Beyond's. So you kind of have to weigh those benefits, like which are more important, health or actual. I can't give you my opinion on the taste. I tried to order the Very Good Butchers burgers to give them a try. I've tried Beyond burgers, they're nice, they're really good actually, but I haven't been able to try the Very Good Butchers burgers because I can't order them to Ireland, which is unfortunate. So they're only available in Canada and the US. So yeah, normally I'd like to invest in the market leader, and Beyond would really be the most attractive, but its valuation is sky high, it's enormous. And again, the ingredients, I don't think it's so super healthy as they try and make it out to be, in my opinion. But that's obviously very controversial opinion, potentially. So let me know what you think if you want. So there's not a huge amount you can research in regards to the Very Good Food Company. So they're based out in Canada, in Vancouver. I lived in Vancouver, so shout out if you're from there, beautiful place. But anyway, yeah, they're based in Victoria in British Columbia, and they're expanding a few factories. So they're building a new factory in Vancouver, which will be 10 times the output of their factory right now. And then they've also secured a location in California, which would be better for them for their US expansion, because California is probably loads of vegans and veggies there. But yeah, the factory in California will be 68 times the production output in comparison to their current factory. So you might be asking, okay, yeah, they're building these factories and going to be able to create way more burgers and way more way more of their alternative meat products, but are they going to be able to sell them? Is there demand for these products, or are they just building factories that are going to be kind of, unprofitable? Well, according to their investor presentation, they have 50 wholesale customers on their waiting list for products. So that's good. So that's probably supermarkets, supermarket chains, restaurants. But a lot of their revenue is coming from online. And especially because of COVID, they got way more online orders, which really increased their revenue. So I'll show you a pic now. So as you can see, there was an enormous bump in their revenue because of the situation, particularly in the online. So the online was making like 1/3 of their sales, and now it's making the high majority of the Very Good Butcher's sales. And what I don't like to see is the declining amount of sales now. So that could be a little bit worrying, but it could mean that the people who ordered on that big quarterly increase were like, oh yeah, we tried the products and maybe like, yeah, they're good, but maybe I won't reorder as much next time. You'd ideally want to see growth every quarter, but we can't infer too much of that because it's just a couple of quarters, and that was a complete smash out quarter. So we'll have to see over time if the decline in revenues quarter over quarter is due to some other factors, like them not spending as much on advertising or something like that. Another good point actually, that they're advertising a lot on Instagram and Facebook, which I think is the best bang for your buck and a really clever way to market your products. So well done to them there. And they also partnered with Pamela Anderson, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, the Pamela Foundation, she's full of meat alternatives like silicon, but sorry. But anyway, we can see that the revenue for Q2 was up 400% year over year. So that's obviously crazy growth. So their revenue for the quarter was 1.1 million, and they lost 1.6 million for the quarter. So that was Q2 quarter. And sorry, what I was saying there, their month by month sales was going down, not quarter by quarter. So yeah, that's such a short time frame, we can't infer too much from it. But yeah, anyway, 400% up year over year. So phenomenal growth. And if we extend those sales out for the year, so that $1.1 million in sales for the entire year, if we say just multiply that by 4 and then divide the market cap by that new revenue amount, we get a price to sales ratio of 33. Because it's such a small company, there's like no statistics anywhere, so I've had to work these out for myself. But there's nothing on Yahoo Finance, so you can't really find these statistics. And there's nothing about the balance sheet really, so you have to go digging for this a bit. But a price to sales ratio of 33, which is, if they can keep this revenue going every quarter for this year, but if the revenue keeps increasing for the rest of the year, then the price to sales ratio would be even better. But 33 is a very, very high price to sales ratio, so don't get me wrong there. But let's compare it to Beyond Meat's price to sales ratio, 24. So obviously a higher price to sales ratio, but probably a fair price to sales ratio when you consider the growth and the growth potential. They have a good balance sheet, decent balance sheet. Can't really see how much debt they have, but they have 3.5 million in cash. So yeah, these are all really, really low numbers when in comparison to the kind of companies that usually have billions on their balance sheet and billions in revenue. But like, this is a really tiny company, so highly, highly speculative. I should reiterate that. But yeah, total market cap of $145 million. So that's their total market cap. And in comparisons to Beyond Meat's market cap, which is $10 billion. So that would be 100x bigger. So Beyond Meat's market cap is 100 times the Very Good Butcher's market cap. So that's the kind of growth. Could it get to that Beyond Meat scale? But possibly it could. But I don't think it's ever going to take Beyond Meat's place. But at the same time, Beyond Meat has a long way to grow. So by the time the Very Good Butcher has expanded quite a lot, hopefully, Beyond Meat will be a seriously enormous company, which it already is, market cap wise, quite a big company. But in a couple of years, I think Beyond Meat, well, a few years, maybe 5-10 years, Beyond Meat could be a gigantic company. But I still haven't invested. Maybe I should look into it again. So have I bought this stock, and do I plan on buying the stock? I haven't bought this stock. I'll probably keep thinking about it, but it's not like a 10 out of 10 buy for me right now. It's extraordinarily speculative. They get good reviews from their customers, a couple of bad reviews as well. You can see all the reviews on their website, but it's such a highly speculative company, but has such enormous potential growth. So I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of putting a small amount in as a kind of a gamble, but I would be against the idea of putting a lot of money into this stock. It has a lot to prove still, so yeah, just be careful putting money into this stock. So maybe over the next few days I'll put like €100 or buy like, you know, a small amount, hoping for that 100x return. And if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. But they have a lot to prove, like scaling production to the kind of levels over the next few years that they're planning to. That's going to be very, very difficult, and they need to be able to make their products better and better and better and keep reiterating and improving their products, improving their distribution. To make a few veggie burgers probably isn't the most difficult thing in the entire world. So can they make it in a mass scale that's appealing to not just a few people in Vancouver, but to millions of people potentially? We're gonna have to wait and see. So I would be kind of against the idea of putting an enormous amount of money into this stock right now, unless you're an extreme gambler. But yeah, maybe throw a little bit in is what I'm thinking of doing. But at the same time, I know if you're looking where you can buy this stock, and if you're from Europe, you can buy it on DeGiro. So that's one of the platforms that I use, DeGiro. But at the same time, because it's a Canadian company, the transaction fees, if you want to buy this stock, are quite high. If you're from the US, I think you can probably get it on Fidelity, because a lot of people were asking me where all the comments in my last video from Jeremy's spec stock was, where can I buy this stock? So I thought I'd answer that. So I'll keep an eye on this stock. Maybe I'll buy a little bit of it, but I'll keep you updated in my Discord chat. So if you want to join the Discord community, feel free to do so in the description box. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Please smash the thumbs up button if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell, because it might not appear in your news feed or your recommended feed, because I'm such a small channel. So I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thanks.